Today we're talking about Chamath Palihapitiya and his recent pipe investment announcement. But first, who is Chamath? Well, if you haven't heard of him before, he's one of the most respected and pervasive technology investors out there.
Can you tell us a little, so you have these 50-year goals for social capital.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Can you give us your worldview through those goals?
So my 2045 ambition for the organization, this is as I see it right now, 2045, is I would like us to employ at least 10 million people through the businesses that we own. I would like our businesses to positively affect at least a quarter of the world's population. And I would like us to have made cumulatively about $1 trillion. That's my 2045 ambition. I think if we do that, we are the modern face of capitalism for the next 50 years. So how we do that now becomes really important. So if you think about building businesses today that could do any of those 3 things, you have to be technological. You absolutely just have to be. You are not going to build a brick and mortar business that gets anywhere close to those 3 things, number 1. Number 2 is you have to think very broadly about building things that can stand the test of time. Those businesses are by definition hard and non-obvious. And so they compound in scale very slowly. And that's really counterintuitive to the overriding logic of Silicon Valley, which says quick, fast, go, right? But that kind of premature ejaculation doesn't work if you're trying to fucking be around forever. Like, you gotta be in the flow for decades. That is hard. It tests people's patience. It tests people's resolve. It tests people's really intellectual incision. And this is where everybody gives up. Everybody gives up.
Chamath has earned major success by investing across internet-adjacent companies, and most notably internet software giants like Slack and Yammer, or Amazon in 2014, Tesla in 2017, Bitcoin back in 2013, or even the Golden State Warriors back in 2011 before their 5-year 3-championship dynasty. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but no one has this sort of investing range. But not only does Chamath invest in the internet, he's won it over too. Reddit and Twitter love that he calls out the unjust, and this includes the unintended consequences of Facebook, stock buybacks, the VC industry playing a Ponzi scheme, and most famously, the pandemic bailouts for hedge funds. So what Chamath believes is that the beauty of tech businesses is that they can scale to everyone with minimal cost. And if you're a business with money flowing in, then you can reinvest as much as possible into improving your product. And this approach is a virtuous cycle that can make these businesses unstoppable. He said that people used to lambaste Jeff Bezos for not being profitable, but when you looked under the hood, he was the single best investor of our generation. Even better than Buffett because he would take billions of dollars of free cash flow and invest it in the future. So Chamath is really invested in the future through technology and innovation. So let's talk about how he's investing in SPACs. Specifically, let's look at his PIPE investments recently. Now, PIPE is short for Private Investment in Public Equity. But what is that exactly? Well, private investment means that there are people privately invested in a stock, or in this case, a SPAC IPO. And importantly, it gives the stock or SPAC some sort of legitimacy if you know that there's some big players putting money down. So if you buy shares via the PIPE, you know 2 things. First, what the target is, and second, you have a chance to invest before the rest of the market sees it. And here's an example of why you should like pipes. Look at Graph, for example, pre-announcement. It was running out of time and looked like a trash SPAC. There was really no reason to put a bunch of money down on a company that's unlikely to do anything wise with it. But if you know that the target is Velodyne, which is this sexy LiDAR company that's powering the future of EVs, well, that's a little bit more enticing. In that case, you're probably a little bit more happy to get in at $10 a share. And that's the advantage of pipes for SPACs. You get to look at the target first, subject to NDAs and etc. But if you had waited until after the announcement, when Graph announced Velodyne, well, you wouldn't be able to get into Graph for less than $14 a share. And there's no way you could have bought much in size. And so that leads us into what Chamath is doing with pipes. His last 3 PIPE announcements on a stock have run 100% plus in the last 3 months. These include TRNE with Desktop Metal, FVAC with MP Materials, ACTC with Proterra, and INAQ with Metromile. Importantly, we've talked about all 4 of these tickers on this channel, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to get the first look at some of the best investments out there right now. And needless to say, it's a good idea to check out Chamath's latest announcements, including the one from just an hour ago, TSIA taking Latch public via a SPAC IPO. Now, Latch is a maker of a full building enterprise SaaS platform, LatchOS. Importantly, Latch is making smart devices that make apartments and homes more secure, and they're working with apartment providers to help facilitate all this. Connected devices are a really good idea when you have a lot of tenants, and you want to be able to monitor the status of all your units at a glance. And yeah, some people might be disappointed by this news, but I think this falls right in line with Chamath's recent plays such as Open Door. He's looking for the future of housing and real estate, and how technology meshes with those industries to really provide the experience of the future, which very few people are talking about. So we'll keep looking for those opportunities. And if you enjoyed the content, please subscribe to the channel, but also join our 10X Tribe, which is free. It's where we share a lot of these ideas, a daily portfolio of ideas for you to invest in, our trades of the day, and other opportunities we think you should be taking advantage of. Again, it's free to join, and the link is in the bio below. So I'll see you there. But until the next one, take care out there. Cheers.